Video will be discussing when you need to make a change in your life, how you can first declutter your mind, declutter your schedule, and then begin making the change. So, if there's something you feel like you need to do, there's a change you need to make in your life. First off, first thing you have to do is to admit that to yourself. Secondly, you have to do something about it. Because when there's something you need to do in life, you have two choices. Either do it or don't do it. And if you do it, you're likely going to do it right now. You're going to do it this hour, you're going to do it today. And if you don't do it, it's probably going to be on your New Year's resolution for the next 2 or 3 years. So if you do decide to do it, if you do accept that there's a change that needs to happen into your life, ask yourself, why does this change need to happen? Because no new thing, no new habit, no new change can occur in your life unless there's a reason to. Why are you doing it? Why is it important? So once you've clarified what it is you would like to change your life, what it is you would like to do, and you've decided why to do it, the next thing to do is to write it down. 75% of plans and goals that are not written down don't occur. And take it a step further. Go ahead and not only write it down, but put that piece of paper and tape it up on your mirror where you brush your teeth. So while you're brushing your teeth every morning for 2 minutes, you're looking at this thing you're supposed to do. So it's a daily reminder. How many times do we say, oh, I'm going to do something, and then it just kind of slips our mind and it gets put on the back burner and you kind of remember it 3 months later. And then you're like, oh, yeah, I wanted to do that a couple months ago. And then it slips your mind again, and then it's on the back burner again. We've all been there at least once or twice. So to avoid that, to keep this goal, this change, this task you want to do, to create daily actions towards doing it, you have to daily remind yourself to do it by simply just writing it down and putting it up on the mirror where you brush your teeth, or some of my friends even put it on the fridge where they eat. Because I mean, how many times a day do we go to the fridge? Somewhere in your house you go to commonly. For me, I would probably put it up beside my laptop because I'm here 8 hours a day at my desk. Yeah. So let's move on to how, in order for you to create a change in your life, first you must declutter your mind. You must declutter your schedule. You need to align your schedule for the best possible outcome. You have to say no to the good to say yes to the great. If you're trying to make $1 million and you come up with three businesses that could potentially get you to $1 million, you would organize your schedule by which of these three will get me there in the best possible way. When it comes down to money, it's not always about the fastest route, it's the best possible way. So when it comes down to money, you probably be aiming for some residual income, which means you do the work once and then you're paid over and over and over again. You know, um, versus just writing a blog, maybe you could create an ebook. So that way the ebook is being sold repeatedly while you're not working on it. See what I mean? So if it's money that you're trying to work towards, you're trying to change your life to bring more money into your life, figure out how much money you want to make, why, and a couple of game plans as to how you're going to do that, which businesses could help you do that. And then prioritize these businesses by which one would get you there in the most efficient way. It's not so much the fastest way, but which one would get you there most efficient. And which one has the potential to actually take you past your goal? Which one has the potential to take you from just earning, if you want to earn $1 million, which one has the potential to take you to $5 million? Which one has that possible chance in it to go further? It's the same thing with dating. If you're dating, if you're going out on dinner dates with two or three different guys, and then, you've been on 3 dates with each one, and you're getting to the point where you're like, okay, I want to see one person, how to choose which one it is that's going to be. You choose the one that potentially has the marriage material and the father material, not so much the one that's just going to be the one that's going to take you out to the movies every single day and keep all of his promises. You need to think not so much about the goal, but which one will take you past your goal? Which one would take you above and beyond? So first, you need to admit that there's a change you need to make in your life. And secondly, figure out what possible steps and goals you can take to get there. Mm. And third, you need to create a time budget. Typically, we only have about 8 hours in a day. I mean, 8 to 10, 12 hours in a day. That's it. So, what are you spending your time on? If you're spending 3 hours a day on Facebook or even 45 minutes a day on Facebook, that's 45 minutes to 2 hours that you could have spent reading a good book that could have helped you work towards whatever it is you're trying to work towards in life. So sit down and figure out, where's your time going in your daytime? Where could you possibly allocate your time? Instead of doing this, I could be doing this. It brings me back to that classic health book that came out many years ago, This or That. It's the same thing. Like, could I be on Facebook for 45 minutes, or could I be reading a good book of some sort for 45 minutes? Or could I be working out for 45 minutes? Or call my mom for the first time this month for 45 minutes? Something a little more productive. So, when you are trying to sort out which activities in your daytime to include and which activities in your daytime to get rid of, think of it like this. Have your end goal in mind. What is the end goal you want to work towards? Let's just go ahead and say that you're trying to make $1 million. So first thing you need to do is come up with a couple of plans as to how you're going to get there. And then secondly, figure out which plan you need to do first, which task you need to do first to do that plan. So imagine you're cooking, and imagine, there's 4 pots on the stove. 2 in the back are stews that are going to take 3 days to brew. And then the 2 in the front are something like eggs or scrambled eggs, and you have to have the pot in the pan in your hand at all times, and you're constantly stirring and you're constantly working on it. And the 2 pots in the back are 2 pots that you can just stir maybe once a day or once every other day. So which activities should you have in your hand, and should you be working on every single day, all day, every day? Which activity is most guaranteed to get you to your goal in the most efficient and stable manner? Which of your ideas to get to your goal actually will take you beyond your goal? And those should be the ones that are on your front burner. Those are the ones that you should be spending. Don't look at my bed, I didn't make it. Those are the ones you should be spending most of your time on. And the ones in the back burner are things you do maybe a couple times a week. So instead of checking your Facebook for 2-3 hours a day, Pinterest for me, 2-3 hours a day. And if it's something you really, really enjoy doing, something you won't let go of, Pinterest, put it on the back burner. Have that be something that you just do 2 or 3 times a week. You have to be able to say no to the good, no to things you somewhat enjoy, to say yes to the things that will bring, your dream lifestyle into play, that will bring this change into play for you. So you don't necessarily have to just stop getting on Facebook, or, stop playing around on Pinterest for hours, or stop doing something altogether. Yes, there are some things you should stop doing altogether. You should sacrifice for a later time. But there's other things you just simply just need to put on the back burner and just limit them to like maybe 2-3 hours a week. And that's not a forever thing. That's just until you get to your goal. And then once you get to your goal, once you actually make $1 million, hell, then you can spend all the time on Pinterest you want, which is probably what I'll be doing. Hey, what are you doing? I'm on Pinterest. Yeah, that's actually probably going to be my life. Anyways, scrolling through my notes. Make a list of your top 10 activities, top 5 or 10 activities that you typically do every single week. Everything from down to sleeping, eating, working, working out, meditating, and all the other little activities that you have. Your mom is probably picking up your kids, taking your kids to the doctor, going out. If you're younger, it's probably going out to the clubs or going out to dinner with your friends. Make a list of the 10 activities that you do every single week. And beside that, write out how many hours you spend doing that activity. And once you have all of these activities written out and how much time per week you usually spend on those activities, right beside that, on the other side of the piece of paper, write down your goal. What is this goal? What is this change? What is something you're trying to work towards? And write down the steps beneath that that you need to do to make that happen. Is there a new skill you need to learn? Is there certain books you need to learn? Is there certain activities you need to do to create this new habit within yourself? Write down your goal and the steps you need to take towards that. And look at the time of the activities you're spending on this week, and then allocate to how much you're going to spend next week. So if this week you're spending 4 hours a week on Pinterest or Facebook, maybe next week you could spend that 4 hours, reading a good book. So simply switch the time from one side to the other on this piece of paper. And by doing that, you're essentially taking back your power from wasting time. And it's amazing because you can physically see it written down. You can physically see that you are now allocating your time towards your goal. Scrolling through my notes. Okay. A person only has 3 resources you can spend. That's it in your entire life. You have time, you have your money, and you have your energy. That's all you have to spend in your entire life. And every one of those is usually capped. There's only so much time you have in your life. There's only so much money you can make in your life. I mean, yes, give or take, you could either, you could either have $150 million or like $1 trillion or whatever, but typically there's a cap on it. Same thing with energy. There's only so much energy you can put out towards an activity. So now on this piece of paper, you have written out the 10 activities that you typically do throughout the week and how much time you usually spend on them. On the other side of the piece of paper, you have your goal written out and the activities you need to do to reach that goal, to make that change happen. Beneath that, imagine that your time, your energy, and your money are soldiers. You have 10 soldiers for each. There's only 10 soldiers of time per day. There's only 10 soldiers of energy per day. And there's only 10 soldiers of money per day. We're going to go ahead and take it a step further, and we're going to say there's only 10 soldiers of focus, pristine focus. And we'll call this dude your sniper. So when you are doing these activities that create change, that create a good habit in your life, when you're allocating your time over towards these activities that are more goal oriented, ask yourself, how many soldiers of my time am I actually spending there? Could I put more? If there's an activity that is 100% guaranteed to make your goal happen, to make this change happen, when you need it to happen, why are you not putting all of your time there that you possibly can? If you can put an extra soldier there, do it. Put a little more time there. So ask yourself, how many time soldiers am I putting on each activity? How many energy soldiers am I putting on each activity? Because if there's something you need to do to create a new habit in your life, to create a change in your life, let's say it's reading a book or, taking a course online to learn a new skill. Are you kind of halfway there and halfway thinking about something else? Or are you completely there? Are you putting in all of your energy? Are you taking notes? And after you learn that skill, after you read that book, are you actually going out and doing it? Are you putting in 10 soldiers of energy and 10 soldiers of focus into whatever it is that you are actually doing at that moment? Are you present in that moment? Are you giving that activity that is going to lead you to your dream lifestyle, to your goal? Are you putting all of your time and focus and energy into it, and possibly as much money as you need to put into it as possible. Also, there are three things in life that you should be gaining: time, money, and energy. We're going to go and throw a fourth one in there and say happiness as well. Because if you don't have happiness, then there's no point in life. Now, a lot of people will get this confused, and a lot of people will say, oh, well, I like doing Pinterest. That makes me happy. So it's okay to do it 4 hours a day. Yes, and sorry, no. If your life is not where you want it to be, if you are not in your dream house, if you are not driving your dream car, if you don't have your dream boyfriend, your dream friends, if your life could use a lot of improvement, yes, Pinterest makes you happy. So go ahead and lower that down to maybe 2 hours a week and spend the other 2, 3 hours a day working on something that'll actually bring forth your dream lifestyle. So yes, you want to do things that make you happy, but again, back to what we said earlier, you need to allocate more time to things that actually bring forth your dream lifestyle, to things that actually make you happy now. Because I mean, ultimately, isn't your dream lifestyle going to make you happy? Isn't it going to be amazing to be able to, I don't know, wake up in a random, hotel over in Greece one day and you're in Paris the next day and Australia the next day? Wouldn't that be awesome? Wake up in Pinterest from those places versus waking up in Pinteresting from, I don't know, my room with my unmade bed. Like it's back to the classic phrase, it's nicer to cry in a Lamborghini than it is to cry on a bicycle. I'm just saying, your dream lifestyle is happiness. That is what you're working towards. It's happiness and financial freedom. So think of it this way. If, which activity, I actually really like my hair like that. Which activities will bring forth more happiness in the future? Mm. So we're going to go back and we're going to talk about money a little bit. Like I said earlier, the fastest way to make money is not always the best way. Number one, there is no get rich quick scheme. I mean, unless you just win the lottery. Typically every single millionaire ever, if you read about any millionaire story, they usually spent about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years doing nothing but working on themselves and reading books and building up good habits in themselves. And then they started to make the big money. There is no such thing as quick money. There is no such thing as getting rich fast. It's making the money you want to make happen, creating the dream lifestyle you want to create, making that change happen. It's a slow process. You have to create a foundation brick by brick by brick. Imagine you are building this brick style pyramid, and every day you lay down one brick. And imagine that this dream lifestyle, this dream goal, this change, imagine it's going to take about 3 years to build. And every day you wake up and you do something on the activity list that works towards creating good habits, that work towards creating the change. Every day you're putting down a new brick. And essentially, you can't just put a brick on the top of the pyramid and hope it's going to stay. It's just going to fall and you're not going to have anything. So, congratulations. So, you need to have the good foundation. I'm going to go and take it a step further and talk about lottery. Did you know? I think it was like 90% of people that win the lottery are actually dead broke or dead within 5 years. Explain to me how you go from making $20,000 a year and you're granted with, I don't know, $1, 2, 3, $4 million, and you go broke. Like, how do you not make that last? The reason why lotto winners don't make the money last is because they don't know anything about finance management. They don't know anything about business. They don't have the good habits built within themselves. And usually, probably the reason why they never make more than $20,000 a year is because they don't have good habits built up within themselves. They don't know how to go out and earn the money. They don't know how to handle the money that they have. They don't know how to use the money they do have to make more money. They don't have that whole pyramid built up. So whenever they get the $1 million and they put the brick on top, guess what? The brick falls to the bottom because there's no foundation and they wind up broke. And then everybody's really mad at them and they're like, how are you so stupid? You're broke. Like, you had enough money to live 4 lifetimes. Anyways, if you want to create a dream lifestyle, if you want to create a change, you want to create good habits, you need to create a foundation. You have to take daily steps towards what's actually going to be allocating your goal in the most efficient route and allocating less times towards the things that make you happier now. Spend more time working on the things that'll make you happiest later. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with being absolutely perfectly happy, having 74 cents in your bank account, but imagine how much happier you'll be whenever you do create that change in your life, that goal in your life. So mental decluttering and schedule decluttering is simply figuring out how much time you should be spending working on your goal and how much time you're spending on the activities now and allocate time over. Quite simple, right? Think, and when you're working towards creating a good habit, towards a change, towards making your dream lifestyle, don't think of it as what could I, like I said, there's no get rich quick scheme. You have to build your foundation. So think of it as a 3, 5, or 10-year scale. A lot of people want things that are instant, that are right now. They'll go and they'll work out on the gym and they're running in the treadmill every single day. They're eating salads every day. They're counting their calories all crazy, and they're doing everything they're supposed to do for like 30 days. And they only lose 3 pounds. And then they're like, screw this. I'm not going to do this anymore. Americans are so focused on instant. I want it right now. I want it today. And I feel like that's actually what keeps us chained to the lifestyle we have today and preventing us from the lifestyle we want. You have to break your chains from the instant and start creating 2, 3, 4, 5, or 10-year goals. If I go to the gym and I work out 3, 4 times a week, and I eat healthy, only 2 Oreos a week. If I eat healthy most of the time, as best as I can, every week, every day for a year, then in a year, go ahead and hop on the scale and then choose if you're going to be really happy with yourself or really mad with yourself, what you're going to do the next year. Don't hop on the scale in like 3 weeks or 4 weeks and say, yep, I put in work. That's it. Goodbye. And then move on. Americans are so prone just to doing a quick thing here and doing a quick thing here and doing a quick thing here and doing a quick thing there. And essentially the only thing you're doing is you have little dusts of bricks. That's all you have. So instead of having this foundation of bricks, you just have brick dust. That's it. You don't actually have the bricks laid out. So instead of just jumping from activity to activity to activity, oh, this didn't work in 3 weeks. I'm going to go try this. Oh, this didn't work in 3 weeks. I'm going to go try this. Pick one goal and work towards it. Set out a 1-year, 2-year, 3-year, 5-year plan as to how you're going to get towards that goal. One more thing before I wrap up this video, sorry, my notes are very long, is a lot of people believe that your dream lifestyle, your dream income, your dream boyfriend, you have to make huge sacrifices from. Like for example, you can't have the really sweet guy who opens doors for you and has a 6-pack. It doesn't exist, People are taught to settle. People are taught, oh, if you want to make the big dollars, if you want to have the job with all the money, then you're going to have to work something really horrible with really horrible people that you don't like. You're going to have to make sacrifices like that. And that is completely not true. Think about the last 3 months of your life. What did you do? What has happened in the last 3 months that you felt ultimate bliss while doing or while feeling this activity? What brings you what are the 1 or 2 things in your life that just bring you the absolute most happiest feeling when you're doing it? Like you just wish if there was some way you could just do this activity all the time forever. That sounded like thunder, but it's not raining. I truly believe that whatever this bliss is in your life, whatever this happiness, whatever you enjoy doing in your life, it does have the capability of bringing forth the dream lifestyle that you want. So if you want the guy that's really hot and a 10 and he's actually a gentleman, it does exist. If you want the dream lifestyle and you actually want to work with really nice people, it does exist. If you think like, oh, well, things that I do that are blissful actually aren't really money making or life supporting, they actually are. It just requires creativity. These are the types of bricks in life that you can't just go over to the brick store and like purchase, like, okay, I'm going to take this skill, I'm going to learn it, and I'm going to put it here. Okay, I'm going to go work out for 30 minutes and I'm going to put that brick there. These are the type of bricks in life that you actually have to take your little hand and little invisible paintbrush and you have to paint this brick. You have to create this brick. And then once you create it, then you can go ahead and put it on your little foundation. And you'll learn that in life, whenever you have to go out and whatever you want does not exist and you have to go out and you actually manually have to create this industry. Let me give you an example. I don't know the exact term of it, but it's women that actually wear mermaid tails. It's actually like this huge business now. I think one girl has been doing it in LA. I did research on this a couple months ago. One girl's doing it in LA for, I think, 4 or 5 years now. The first 2 years of her career, she only made, I think, like maybe $3,000-4,000 a year. And she kept doing it and she kept doing it. And then now she's up to a point to where she's actually making 6 figures off of just wearing her mermaid tail and being hired for parties and events and things like that. When she first started it, people were like, you want to get hired for wearing a mermaid tail? Like, go home, watch Ariel, grow up, and get a real job. That's what everybody told her for years. And she was like, no, this is my life. This is what brings me happy. I'm going to create this into a business. And now it's a booming business. And I'm even wearing mermaid nail polish now that I think about it. Now it's actually an entire trend and things like that. So in life, you can have your cake and eat it too. And trust me, we all love to have our cake and eat it too. And if you can't find a conventional route that creates this dream lifestyle, this dream boyfriend, this dream husband, this dream income for you, create it, make it a thing. Gosh, what did they say in that one TV show? Happily Ever After ? The two girls moved to LA and they were having a very difficult time. And their transsexual landlord had told them, you go out and find a niche that works for you. And if it doesn't exist, create a niche. Create it and then make it happen, make it a thing, find other people to do it to create popularity. And there you go. Anyways, page 2, I do hope that this video brings some inspiration for you so you can go out and get your dream lifestyle. And I don't know why I'm singing the outro. Anywho, I will be creating a lot more videos this year, so go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I'm just gonna sing the entire outro. I don't know why. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button on the bell beside the subscribe button, so you'll know when new videos come up. Also hit the like button below. It really helps me out being a new YouTuber. Yay! I'm still singing. Anyways, go ahead and post also in the comments. I want to know about you. What is the change you want to take in your life? Or what is an activity that you spend too much time on, and where did you switch that time to? What did you replace that time with? And between all of these comments will be a happy little community of everybody creating awesome lives for ourselves. And then everybody will be happy and awesome and living the best life that they want to live in. Isn't that the dream lifestyle? Isn't that what we want for the world? Don't we just want everybody to be happy and doing everything that they want to do and to be happy? Like rainbows. Anyways, toodles. Have a good day, and I will see you in the next video.